Happy Halloween! We're gonna listen to a band called Helloween because it's Halloween. That's exactly what we're gonna motherfucking do. Helloween is considered to be the forefather band of the subgenre that we all know today as power metal. It's a type of metal that it's a combination of like classical metal with speed metal and like a greater focus on like instrumental, but it also is the kind of music that you would play if you went back in time to like the medieval era to overthrow the king. I gotta just say this right now, and that is, I don't listen to power metal very much at all whatsoever, and that is also because the song that we're gonna listen to is called Halloween, which is a pretty titular title for today's occasion. We're like 4 minutes and 16 seconds into the song, and I've been jamming to the song for a bit. This is long already for this measure of song. We're talking like 4 minutes and 16 seconds, but the song in total is 13 and 16 seconds. This is a long ass song, y'all. I'm already having a hard time committing to the whole thing. A punk extended play is like 15 minutes, which this is already pressing on. I feel like I'm about to listen to an EP. And granted, this is to say that these people are very talented musicians. I'm not even saying that they're not. But holy shit, we're about to get into something that is very long. Something that I don't normally have the patience for. So that's why I've got myself some of this, soup for my family. Alright, one thing that I think was really cool, like at around the 6-minute mark, was a little bit of a bass bridge that they included right there, right before the guitar solo. It made me want to dance a little bit, kind of like do like a little shuffle here and there. Now I had to listen to the solo. And it's just like the solo itself, it feels like it's not earned, but that's just me. I don't necessarily do solos all the time. In fact, I try not to most of the time. I usually reserve solos for like, if I really feel like it needs or belongs to it, I do so selectively. You know that there's gonna be like at least 3 fucking solos coming up or some shit like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, this shit is a fucking metal opera. What did you think we were signing up for? Alright, so like at about 9 minutes in so far, there was this one segment that I thought sounded so cool. Weird Slayer portion. It just had like Slayer vocals. They could have just went throughout the rest of the song doing that, because I think it would have made the tone sound much more sinister and more unsettling. And maybe if they're trying to tell like a story from like a Halloween perspective, maybe that would be something they would have wanted to keep. But then they started doing like this magical Disney fairy tale,
You better believe for you do as it says, it's not for nothing.
You know what I mean? They just went back to their kind of like, that kind of just took away from where it was going. Like, maybe if like the antagonist wanted to, like, you know, shine a little more. I'm not really paying too much attention to the lyrics, although they are in front of me and I have been reading them as we go along. Like right here, it's like, I will fight for all mankind's deliverance and peace of mind. This just sounds like fucking Christian rock music, if I'm gonna be honest with you. You can go ahead and cancel me on x.com/these nuts or whatever. I'm gonna make so many people on the internet so mad. I feel like I'm reacting to a fucking EP right now. So that was cool. I would say it was a good song in parts. It had a lot of elements of thrash metal in it, which I myself am a big fan of thrash. I like to listen to Slayer, Testament, Desecrate. I love those kinds of bands that are just like super noodly but also like very punchy. Having those moments where they kind of let the guitars just be the guitars, I think was a great moment. It wasn't too heavy on the synth. When you're a punk, you know, obviously the song is much more simple. It's usually faster. You rarely get a punk song, if ever, never at all, that are like that long. Maybe like at the end of a fucking Leftover Crack album. I don't fucking know. For me personally, I just couldn't care about the lyrics. They were maybe just talking about Halloween. We're gonna find our way to have Halloween. We're gonna get, you know, the spirits out of the ground. They gotta choose between paradise and hell, which is kind of weird to me, because if you're getting the spirits out of the ground, are you taking them to heaven or are you bringing them back to earth to like jam out with you and bop with you in the big arena or whatever? Or are you just like taking them out to like party for the night and then they go back to hell where they suffer and die? I don't know, like what because of my obligations, I have to talk about Michael's Kiss. What's his name? Michael Kiss. What's his name? Michael Kiske?
It's Kiss K. Also, power metal bands play more than 3 chords, and they have more complex...
Kiss K. Okay, got it. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. He has an outstanding voice. He can really hit the pitches. He can really play with the octave. I'll give him that. But again, it's just like, I don't really care how long you can hold a note for. I really just wish that he was like the bassist of Slayer.
You have waited this long. Hell no longer awaits. Now I'm deep inside, I have lost in grasp. The sympathy gates of hell is where you live and last. Warriors who help to me will be until you death. The flame is ready for the storm, the soul's never up. Get to the way as you see. That's what rage is for me. I can take it lost from the grave. Demons of the soul, did I would say. Sacrifice the lives of all I know you seem to die. The soul's down the run to hell will keep the fire burning deep inside.
If he just had like some kind of like rhythm to his singing, right? Like, because I mean, I know what he's doing. He's holding these for whole measures. When you listen to like Slayer, they have like a bunch of these like other words that go where it's like this person's like While editing this video, another really good example came to my mind, and that is the vocals in Iron Maiden. Like Michael Kiske from Helloween, Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden also has an incredible range, but there's a huge difference between their vocal style that is worth noticing. Michael Kiske's vocals are very clean and just like very, very Disney presentable. Like, I would even argue family friendly. Whereas Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden really fucking wants to intimidate anyone who is not already a metalhead. Let's do a few comparisons. Here is Michael Kiske doing regular verses in his song.
In the streets of Helloween, the spirits will arise. Make your choice, it's hell paradise.
Notice how clean cut that sounded. Now listen to Bruce Dickinson and notice the thrashier difference between the two.
Moving to fire at the mainstream of bombers. Let off the shoulders and then turn away. Roll over, spin round to come in behind them. Move to them blind sides and fire in again.
Notice just how like more in your face Iron Maiden sounds in comparison to the very laid back and chill aesthetics of Helloween. And to be fair, I also complained that Helloween tend to sustain their notes, especially in the choruses, which Iron Maiden also does. But even on that principle alone, I think Helloween is still just a little too soft around the edges when it comes to the sustained notes. Let's listen to Helloween again and compare it to Iron Maiden.
It's Helloween. It's Helloween.
And again, that is not to say that Michael Kiske is a bad singer. On the contrary, Michael Kiske absolutely has the chops to absolutely brag about his vocals and then some. I'm not even denoting that. But for a metal band, it's just not really something that rubs me the right way. But compare this to Iron Maiden and their more aggressive vocals, even with the long sustained notes in the chorus. Even as I'm listening to this while recording this, I just gotta say, like, there's so much power in, like, Bruce Dickinson's vocals. It's so impressive. And you can really feel just, like, the hype and the energy that this song is trying to convey to you. Does this mean that I like Iron Maiden and Slayer more than Helloween? Yes. It's Helloween! But I mean, like, his voice has definitely survived over the decades, and honestly, I will say that it is impressive that he can really sing as well as he does even today. The last thing I really want to say about Helloween is that while I am not about their sound, I am not about their style, I do respect the hell out of them, not just as musicians, but also as individuals, and I want to talk a little bit about that. What you're looking at before you are the three singers of Helloween who have at some point taken over the project and turning their own spin on their vocal style. For example, Kai Hansen, who is the founder of the band, is also the lead guitar player and sometimes also fills in for lead vocals. And one of the songs that really speaks to me from his catalog is the song How Many Tears. Although the song was written by Michael Waycap, it's really the performance of Kai Hansen that really sells this message of compassion and empathy for your fellow person. Yeah, that's a very openly anti-war message, and considering the name of the album is called Walls of Jericho, yeah, I don't know, it seems a bit on the fucking nose, especially right now. Not to mention the song itself was written in 1985. Look, all I'm saying is that if that song were written today, it would be considered woke. There would be a huge outrage on the internet about how the messages were progressive and anti-war, and it would be banned in the state of Florida. Okay, I made the video. Am I good? Like, can you get away from me?
I'm a metaphor for your comment section.
Fucking asshole.
Thank you for being